Hello and welcome back to the channel, and this is the Premier League review show after a great weekend of football action. Thank you so much for watching and I hope you enjoyed the video. First game on Saturday was the Merseyside derby where Everton hosted Liverpool. It was a very boring game which finished 0-0. Liverpool rested a lot of their players ready for Tuesday night away at Manchester City. There was mainly chances for Everton to win it, but it finished 0-0 and it was a very boring game. To the 3 o'clock kickoffs. First is Bournemouth versus Crystal Palace. So Palace took the lead twice in this game through Zaha for the second time, and it looked like they were going to get a much needed 3 points to get away from the relegation zone, but a Josh King goal 2 minutes from time sealed the draw for Bournemouth, and so it makes it pretty interesting still down there. None of the bottom sides won, so it's as you were down the bottom. Relegation battle down the bottom. Brighton hosted Huddersfield Town, and a win could have taken them as high as 12 and probably safety. They drew 1-1 with Mounier scoring the equaliser several minutes after Brighton had just taken the lead. They finished 1-1, which is a good point for Huddersfield, and they're now 4 points above the relegation zone, but Southampton do have a game in hand over them. But they also have a game in hand over Palace, who are 1 point below them. A great win. Newcastle went to Leicester and won 2-1. Newcastle raced into a 2-goal lead thanks to Jonjo Shelvey and Ayoze Perez before Jamie Vardy got one back, but he couldn't equalise for the Foxes. That's put Newcastle on 38 points. That should see them safe and easily into the Premier League for the second successive season. Next, it was a tight encounter at Stoke. Stoke faced Tottenham, and Tottenham took the lead for Christian Eriksen, but just 6 minutes later, Juve equalised for Stoke, and 5 minutes later, Harry Kane got the winner. Stoke are obviously, I think they're now Stoke are 4 points away from safety and have no games in hand over Crystal Palace. It was a good performance from Stoke considering they were playing Tottenham, but they just couldn't get the equaliser again. They did push, but Tottenham are now 10 points ahead of 5th place, almost virtually securing their Champions League football for next season. A game of two sides that are already safe. It was Burnley versus Watford, and Burnley won this one 2-1. Watford took the lead thanks to Pereira, but 2 goals in 3 minutes from Sam Vokes and Jack Cork sealed the win for Burnley. Burnley are still 7th, 6 points ahead of Leicester, who are in 8th, so that means they are likely now to have European football next season at Turf Moor. Final game of the 3 o'clocks was West Brom taking on Swansea after they sacked manager Alan Pardew. It was the first point picked up by West Brom for 9 games. Rodriguez gave West Brom the lead, and 20 minutes later Tammy Abraham equalised for Swansea City, and it was the first point of Darren Moore's caretaker reign. It leaves West Brom 10 points from safety with only 5 games left, meaning the maximum points they can get is just 15. Swansea are 4 points ahead of Southampton, but have a better goal difference than Huddersfield Town, who are also on the same amount of points. On to the final game of the evening on Saturday, and it was Manchester City versus Manchester United in the Manchester derby. Manchester City rolled into a 2-0 lead thanks to goals from Vincent Kompany and Gundogan. But in this amazing second half, Paul Pogba scored twice and Chris Smalling scored the winner as Manchester United come from 2-0 down to win 3-2 at the Etihad. It was a marvellous comeback and not many people saw this coming, particularly myself. It's a bit of a dent into the wounds of Manchester City after losing against Liverpool, but it'll only be a few more weeks until they do finally win the title. On to Sunday now, and the first game was Arsenal versus Southampton. Arsenal went 1-0 down thanks to a goal from Shane Long, but soon found themselves 2-1 up with goals from Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and Danny Welbeck. So they had a 2-1 lead at half time. Charlie Austin came on and scored within 60 seconds to equalise for 2-2, but just 6 minutes later, Danny Welbeck had scored again, and Arsenal ran out 3-2 winners. There was 2 sending offs. Jack Stevens was sent off for pushing Wilshere down to the ground. Mohamed El Neni snapped someone, and he also received the red card. Personally, I don't think I would have sent any of them off. But I guess if you slap someone in the face, then you're probably going to get a red card. So it's a good win for Arsenal. That should see them safely into 6th place, but they have a bigger fish to fry, I guess, with the Europa League coming up on Thursday away in Russia at CSKA Moscow. Final game was a London derby between Chelsea and West Ham. Chelsea took the lead through Cesar Azpilicueta, but failed to be able to find the net again, with several chances going begging, including some great saves from England goalkeeper Joe Hart. Javier Hernandez scored in the 73rd minute for West Ham. Ham could have had a penalty at the end, with Kante fouling Arnautovic, but it wasn't given, and to be fair to the referee, it was a very, very hard call from where he was. VAR may have cleared that up, but I guess we'll never know. That leaves West Ham 6 points ahead of Southampton, and they have played the same amount of games. That puts them in a great position with just 6 games left. Southampton will have to win, several games, and they have a tough game against Chelsea next weekend, as well as the FA Cup to look forward to. So much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts of the Premier League weekend down below. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I am Mike, and I will see you soon.